What is up, guys, and welcome back at long last to Beyond the Drops. So, the coaster off season is finally winding to a close, and the coaster season is ready to get up and running just in about a month or so. It's been a while for this channel. There's a lot of things that are different. For one, this whole Jersey Wall wasn't here last time. Has been on Beyond the Stats, so if you like football, if you like statistics with sports, go check out Beyond the Stats. And also, you might have noticed a dramatic increase in audio quality. I got a new microphone. Leave in the comments if you notice an increase. I'll use it on Beyond the Stats in an upcoming video where I talk about the draft. So get some opinions on that. Hopefully you guys like it, because even if you don't, it's here to stay because I like it. So anyway, what we're going to do today is we are going to be going over my park travel plans for the coaster season of 2026, at least so far. And I'll say this is probably going to be it. There's not much that I'm going to be able to do after the summer, once the school year starts, but I do have a pretty interesting trip planned for this summer for roller coasters just in general. It'll be my first real big coaster trip as an enthusiast, and with that trip, as well as with a couple other trips I plan on going to and parks I plan on hitting on those trips, there is a total of 15 parks that I am planning on visiting throughout the entire summer. So today I'm going to be ranking those by how excited I am to go to them. So in order of when I should go to them, this is the order of the parks. So first we have my home park, Valleyfair. That one opens in, I think, 40 days. It's beginning of April right now. It opens on May 10th. I will have a pass, so I'll get to go in during the pass holder day. I think it's quite crowded that day, so I might actually not want to go in on that day, but it's whatever. Either way, there's that. That'll be the first one I go to. Probably go to that one a bunch of times throughout the summer. I don't know if I'll vlog every time, but I'll vlog the first one, and I'll vlog anything that's interesting. And then we have my big trip, which is going to start beginning of June, or near the first week of June, maybe second week, sort of there. And the plan for that trip, as it is right now, is to go to these parks in this order: Six Flags Great America, Kentucky Kingdom, Kings Island, Kings Dominion, Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Kings Dominion again, but we already counted that one, Six Flags Great Adventure, Dorney Park, Knoebels, Hershey Park, Kennywood, and finishing off with Cedar Point, the roller coaster capital of the world, of course. So those are the 11 parks that I'm covering on that trip. That brings us 12. And for the other 3, there's another trip I'm taking to the St. Louis area later in the summer. And on the way, I want to hit Lost Island in Iowa, and then obviously Six Flags St. Louis. And then this is a maybe. This one's not guaranteed yet, but I would like to head down to Silver Dollar City while I'm there, because that's the best park in the state of Missouri, at least from what I've seen. So those are the 15 parks, and now I will be ranking them based off of least to most excited, and giving a couple of reasons why, giving coasters I'm excited for, and what have you. So at number 15, it's pretty obvious. It's Valleyfair. I've ridden everything there. The only real thing is it's going to be the first time I've ridden a coaster in quite a while since the last Busch Gardens video, which was in January. So it's been it will have been 4 months. No, February, March, April, May. No, yeah, it will have been 4 months, which is quite a long time. There is a coaster off season, which is unfortunate, especially up here in Minnesota where it be snowing. You can't really ride coasters up here. There is Mall of America, so I guess I can go ride Rock Bottom Plunge, but that's just a Gerstlauer Eurofighter, and it costs it's pay per ride rather than you can't really get a pass, which is a good think for a smaller park like that. But if you're trying to get re-rides, it's not really worth it, especially since it's not even that great of a coaster, so there's not much of a point in getting re-rides. But anyway, that's not what we're going to talk about. Honestly, that park ranks 16 because I will be going there at some point. I will be going to the Mall of America, and I'll probably be riding that at some point, but it's technically a park. I'll be going there, so that's number 16 actually. Number 15, Valleyfair. Better coasters than Nickelodeon Universe, obviously, but not anything that I haven't ridden. I am excited to get back on Renegade because I think of all the coasters, in my top 10, that is the most likely to actually move up a spot. One thing that I don't like about Renegade is the fact that it's like kind of rough. But I think the more I ride like wooden coasters, the more I'm going to be accustomed to the roughness that it has, and I think the more I'll be able to kind of deal with that. And also, it's like people talk about Kraken and Hulk being rough, and I didn't really feel much that was bad. So either I just got really good smooth rides, or they are rough and I just didn't care. If it's the latter, I think there is a potential likelihood that Renegade could jump Kraken in my rankings and go to number 5. However, I doubt it's going to be number 5 for too long because we've got 14 other parks that I'm going to, and they're all going to have a lot of interesting stuff. So, number 14 is Knoebels. And this one, like, a lot of people may think, oh, it's only down here. Like, you don't know. It's, like, the park vibe is so great. Oh, it's, like, honestly, I could care less about the park vibe. Unless it's Disney, it's not really going to make a difference. I'm sorry. Like, whether a park is, like, super good themed, like, just around the park, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, I'm there for the coasters, especially since, like, with the amount of traveling I'm going to have to do to complete this, like, it's going to be tiring for me, tiring for my mom who's going to go with me, and, like, there's going to be a lot of parks, this one included, that I'm only going to be able to spend a couple hours at just because there's not many coasters there, and especially since this is one of those pay-per-ride parks, you can get an all-day pass, but there's no point in getting one because I'll only be there for, like, 2-3 hours. So, yeah, either way, I think it's just going to be, like, riding Phoenix a couple times and then maybe getting one ride on a couple of the other things. But other than that, there's not much I really want to do there. But Phoenix does look good. Phoenix does look like a very cool coaster. Comparable to Renegade in quality, I would say. It might even have what it takes to beat it. It's not as tall, but its restraints are very minimalistic, so that's cool. Number 13, we have Six Flags St. Louis. This one is, I don't know. I mean, it's a bigger Six Flags park. I think it might be one of the ones that like got sold off recently because I know Valley Fair and a couple others they got sold off. So after this season, they're no longer going to be actual Six Flags parks. So this is the last season that I could have bought an all parks pass and it will still work for all of them. So that's what I'm gonna like do in order to like get into all these parks without having to pay an arm and a leg, which still have to do at some independent parks, but it's whatever. Six Flags St. Louis, there's not a lot of, like, super great world-renowned rides. I do want to see how the boss is, because I know a lot of people don't like it, but it looks like it'd be really cool. It's like a 120-foot tall wooden coaster. Seems like it'd be good, but apparently it's super rough. Maybe I will come around to the whole roughness thing. Or maybe not. We'll see. Like, the roughness of coasters does still kind of scare me, because the concept of a rough coaster I don't love. Because I have dealt with some roughness that I didn't like. Kumba, the headbanging on that was kind of rough, literally, figuratively, same deal. But I am excited about Six Flags St. Louis for one very big reason, and that is Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast, which looks like a blast, but crash. Anyway, that one looks like a really good coaster, and I think it'll probably be one of my top premier rides coasters for a long time until I'm able to get up to Canada and try out Alpenfury. Yeah, not much else to say there. Number 12, I couldn't put it any higher simply because of its size. We have Lost Island and in Iowa, and this one's really just like, there's two great coasters there. There's an RMC Raptor, which I'm really looking forward to riding. There's two of those on my park schedule, two RMC Raptors, but this is the one that's most similar to the prototype model, which I have heard that are the better ones because they have like more whippy transitions, more like fast paced. So I'm excited for Fire Runner. There's also Matugani, which is a cool Intamin like accelerator impulse coaster thing. Any park with an Intamin coaster and an RMC coaster is really doing good. And low-key, this might be the worst park that has both of those. I mean, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but like, there's not much else there. There's a, what's it called? Vekoma thing where you bang your head. I don't even know what it's called. SLC, that's what it's called. Vekoma SLC, which I'm not looking forward to, but I'm going to have to ride it at least once just to experience what an SLC is like. yeah, I don't know, but it's really just going to be about Fire Runner and Matugani, which I do have high hopes for. So because of that, and because it has like 2 coasters that I think are going to be really good, I put it above St. Louis. Did I miss one? Am I a buffoon? No, I didn't miss one. Number 11 is Dorney Park. Okay, so Dorney Park is a very interesting one. It is not one of the ones that they sold off because it was too small. It's still going to be operating under Six Flags, but after this, it's going to be like one of the smallest ones that will do so. For whatever reason, they didn't sell off Frontier City. I don't know why Frontier City is still a thing, but like that's not what we're talking about this video. Either way, Dorney Park. The thing with Dorney Park is like it doesn't really have like a super good standout. I don't even know which one I'm most excited for because Iron Menace looks cool, but I've heard it has a rattle. Hydra the Revenge looks good, but it's not super tall. Talon looks good, but like it's just a B&M invert. I do like B&M inverts, but I think I have been known to not kind of flip the rankings that most people have on the B&M models. Like the sit down and floorless models are my favorite, unless they like bang your head around. And then the inverts are my second favorite, and the hypers I don't like as much, just because they like focus on just airtime and like not a lot of speed unless it's Fury. But yeah, this one 3 B&Ms, 3 of which I think are going to be pretty solid, and then you have Steel Force, which I assume is going to be kind of like Wild Thing, which Wild Thing's good fun, but I don't know, it's not like the best thing ever. And then Possessed, which is basically Steel Venom but without a holding break. I think that's it for like the major rides there. There might be like one more that I'm forgetting, but yeah, nothing that's like super top tier. But the fact that it does have so many rides makes me put it here. So number 10 now we have Kennywood. This is one where it's a very interesting 1-2 punch there, and that is with Phantom's Revenge, which is a great Morgan / Aerodynamics hypercoaster, and then Steel Curtain, which I think I actually might be even more excited for, just because of how like different it is from everything else. Like it's got so many inversions, it looks super cool. I suspect I'll probably like Phantom's Revenge more, just because of like how much of an emphasis it puts on speed, which is like the number one thing I look for, is a sense of speed. But Steel Curtain looks cool. I think there are definitely 2 coasters that could be very high on my list. But other than that, there's not much. There's a bunch of old wooden coasters, which will probably be rattly. And even if they aren't, they're old wooden coasters. There's not much special about them. And then there's Skyrocket, the original Skyrocket. I don't know. It's cool, I guess. Number 9, I have Kentucky Kingdom. And this one, sort of the same thing. It's got the 1-2 punch, but this one is one that I actually have a very high hopes for. Lightning Run seems really cool. Seems like it has a lot of cool airtime. And then Wind Chaser obviously is a full iBox RMC, which you'd love to see. Although I will say it doesn't look like as impressive as some of the other RMCs, even some of the smaller ones like Twisted Timbers and stuff. Either way, I think it's still a good top 2 for the park. It's like Wind Chaser, Lightning Run are a great duo. I'm very interested to see whether I will like Kennywood's duo or Kentucky Kingdom's more. I don't know. I keep getting off track. This is great. Number 8, I believe we're on now, is Six Flags Great Adventure. The only reason this is this low is because I'm not going to have a lot of time at this park. This is going to be a really busy day. I'm going to actually hit Great Adventure, Dorney Park, and Knoebels in one day, which to anyone who has done coaster traveling before might sound like impossible. And it probably is impossible because I'm not going to get to ride everything. But honestly, the way I'm doing this sort of travel is I don't need to ride repeat coasters. If you watched my other videos, you would know that I don't really care about credits. I care about having a good time. So for those parks, I'm just going to ride the rides that interest me. For Knoebels, it's pretty much just Phoenix, so I might only even just ride that. Dorney Park, I'll have a little bit more time there, so I'll probably get to be able to ride everything. But Great Adventure, I probably won't have more than time to ride like 5 of the 15 coasters there. But the top 5 at that park are pretty good. You got like El Toro, Jersey Devil, Nitro, I'm gonna get one on Medusa as well. Yeah, I think that's Green Lantern's the one that closed. Medusa's still up, and then Flash Vertical Velocity as well. That's gonna be an interesting one. Want to try that Super Boomerang? Not gonna have a lot of time there, but we'll be able to hopefully get at least one ride at that. There is another reason why I'm not super thrilled about going to that park, or more accurately, one like big qualm I have with it that I've discovered. But that will be something I will get into in a separate video, and that has to do with how I'm going to film, or not film, on rides, because you're not supposed to film on rides, but I think I have a way that will be safe and not involve any loose articles. The way that I did it in the previous Busch Gardens video, which Busch Gardens does allow you to film without a permit. It's one of the few parks that does. But I had like a harness set up on the thing, but it felt like it was going to come loose, and I was honestly pretty scared. And I don't want to do that again. So I think I have a better strategy for it. But that strategy will not work at Great Adventure because of like strict no loose article policies, even with zipper pockets, which I find kind of stupid, but it's whatever. Number 7, we have King's Dominion. This is a park that I feel like most people might place a little higher, honestly. But really, I am one of the coasters that I am the most scared of right now is Intimidator 305. I don't like G-Forces. I probably am only going to ride that one once. I don't need to ride it more than once. I will ride it once just because, like, I have to. Like, so many people love it so much. I have to ride it. But it's like, I'm scared. Like, that's the one coaster that I'm like, I don't know. Because I don't like G-Forces. I don't like the fact that people have blacked out on it. And G-Forces are just not my thing. Like Airtime, love speed. So the speed part is going to feel great, but like when the speed is mixed with not being able to see because you're grayed out, not great. I don't know, but I am really excited about Twisted Timbers. That one seems like a really good, nice RMC with a lot of airtime. Dominator also looks like a cool, underrated ride. What else have they got there? They got Rapterra, which I want to see if it's as rough as everyone says. I'll probably ride on like the inside seat. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Thing about King's Dominion that's going to be good is I'm going to basically get to visit it twice because I'll be there one day. Like, I'm going to be staying in Washington, D.C. for something else that we're doing. The whole reason we're taking this trip is because we had to be in Washington, D.C. for like a weekend. So we're going to hit both the Virginian parks. We're going to hit King's Dominion on the way to Williamsburg. And then the next day we're going to be at Williamsburg for most of the day until like it's almost closed. And then go back and hit like closing time for King's Dominion as we're on the way back. So that's cool. Number 6, I'm gonna go with Six Flags Great America here. This one also is a park where it's like it's got a lot of great rides, but I don't think it has one that's like super standout, like top 10 even after all this worthy. You know, I was trying to think of which one I'm most excited for. Max Force is close, but I think it's probably Goliath. A lot of people have hated on Goliath, but I think Goliath is going to be one of my favorite RMCs, just because, like, the elements are huge, and yes, it's short, that is the big problem, but, like, honestly, like, I remember getting off Iron Gwazi and thinking it was short, because, like, Velocicoaster was so much longer, but aside from Steel Vengeance, that is kind of the length of most RMCs. And it's still a great ride. It's still my number 2 overall. So it's not hurt by its length at all. Even if it was the length of Velocicoaster, I think it'd still be number 2 because I think my biggest complaints with it are the second half not really having any standout elements and the restraints being kind of annoying. The restraint thing, unfortunately, is kind of going to be a constant with RMC, but it's whatever. Also, the death roll's overrated, but that's for another day. Yeah. I don't know. Great America, it just seems like that. Also, that stall, I'm really excited for Goliath stall because, like, the few zero-G stalls that I have experienced have been great. Even Iron Gwazi's I've loved, and that one's not even super long, so I'm excited to try one that's actually, like, super big. It's, like, a huge stall, and the dive loop as well. I'm excited for that dive loop. Like, bro, this is so nerdy, just, like, talking about, like, ooh, I'm excited for this individual element of a roller coaster. But you know what? That's what this channel's for. You clicked on the video, you've watched this far. This is what you signed up for. Number 4, this is, I think, we have a clear... Oh, wait. I'm not at number 4 yet. I'm at number 5. Number 5 is Silver Dollar City. This is the one park that I think the scenery and vibes of the park are going to really raise this one up. This one also has the potential to be a lot lower. You know, I don't know. I think I didn't mention the other roller coasters at Great America enough. So you got Max Force, you got Raging Bull, B&M Hyper. You know how I'm gonna feel about that one. Wrath of Rakshasa is good. The original Batman, I guess. I don't know. Nothing like super great. But anyway, Silver Dollar City. This one has two coasters that I think are better than everything at Great America. It's just a matter of if one of them is actually going to be one that I like. Because I'm going to like Outlaw Run, 100%. Like, Outlaw Run looks amazing. Seems like a great time. Wildfire is basically Kumba. I'm going to hopefully get to ride Thunderation before it closes forever. That'd be cool. Powder Keg looks fun, but then there's Time Traveler, which is the most wild card of them all. It could be in my top 5 after all these travels, or it could be like one of my least favorite rides, because I've only ridden a couple spinning roller coasters, and for whatever reason, spinning roller coasters haven't agreed with me. Cobra's Curse gave me a good ride the first time I rode it. I don't know. I find that either I don't spin at all, which happened on my second ride with Cobra's Curse. It just like I go in the same place, and it always is like really annoying because I'm always trying to tilt my head towards where the car is going, and that kind of takes away from the actual fun of it, of just like spinning. Like, it's just my nature to look at like where the track is, and if I don't spin, it's sometimes hard to do that because it just stays in the same place. Or the alternative is I spin way too much and I get sick, which has happened once or twice on the Fairly Odd Coaster at Nickelodeon Universe, the one spinning coaster in Minnesota that I've ridden a couple times. But yeah, I don't know. Time Traveler is going to be interesting. I hope I like it. I really hope it's a great coaster. I really hope it's like top 10, even top 5 worthy. Hopefully, we'll see. Okay, and now we're at the top 4, and I think 4, 3, and 2 are interchangeable, and they're all great. But ultimately, I think number 4 is going to be Busch Gardens Williamsburg. The reason for that is it's got one coaster that I think is a lock for the top 5, and then everything else is good, but not like S tier. Like, you've got a good supporting cast. You got Griffin, Alpengeist, Apollo's Chariot, Verbolten seems cool even. And then, like, Loch Ness Monster. But then you have Pantheon. Honestly, I think Pantheon is one of the few coasters that I think could top Velocicoaster. I don't even know. Like, people rag on Pantheon for not having theming. From what I've seen, it looks insane, bro. Like, it might not have quite the sense of speed as Velocicoaster, but it's hard to tell the actual sense of speed unless you're actually on the coaster, is what I've learned. Like, from watching POVs and then experiencing the coasters, it's like, I don't know. If it can have a decent sense of speed, that swing launch section looks like it'll be my favorite element of, like, all time, bro. The swing launch looks cool, especially with that airtime hill, like, going backwards. Pantheon, I think it'll be a top 5 coaster. I don't think there's any way around it, but just everything else is a good supporting cast, but nothing like super major. So I think for that, it'll go in number 4. And this is another situation where, like, yeah, the park has good theming, but I don't really care. Number 3, I think I'm going to go Kings Island here. A lot of people say Kings Island's the best park in the U.S. I can't make an opinion on that until I've been there, but it just kind of like Great America. It doesn't have like that super elite standout. Like, nothing here is as good as Pantheon, I don't think, or nothing here is going to be as good as Pantheon. Everything, I think there are a couple of things here that are better than the best rides at Great America, like Mystic Timbers looks like it's one of the best wooden coasters that exists. Obviously, the Beast is going to be great. I want to get a night ride on the Beast to see what that's all about. And then Orion, Giga Coaster, seems like it'd be more focused on airtime, so I might not like it as much as something like Fury. But I still think it'll probably be higher than the B&M Hypers just because it's taller. And then there's Diamondback, which a lot of people love. I mean, it's a B&M Hyper. We'll see. It's going to be a tough order. And then Banshee actually looks like a very good invert. I think that one has a chance to be one of my favorite inverts, unless it has like a rattle. I know some people have complained about that. But yeah, those are the coasters of Kings Island, pretty much. But I don't know. There's nothing that I think, oh yeah, that's a lock for my top 10. And that's why it's only at number 3 here. I have heard that like the staff is really good as well, and that can really improve it. Like I think we've seen from like Busch Gardens Tampa, it's like got great roller coasters, but the staff is, I don't know. I don't know. I get that some of the problems with my last visit there weren't because of the staff, but it's just like, I don't know. It just didn't feel like they had a good attitude on things. I don't know. It is what it is. If you want to know about that, go watch the second Busch Gardens vlog. Yeah, number 2, I have Hershey Park. This one is so high just because it has so many good coasters. I think Wildcats Revenge looks like a great RMC, probably going to be a top 10. Skyrush is another like really big wild card because I've heard it has great G-forces, but it also looks like it has an insane sense of speed. That drop looks crazy, and also great airtime moments. So I could really like this one, and it could be top 10, or it just could be not too great and kind of feel like I-305. I don't know. We'll see. Storm Runner is also one that I'm really excited for. Those launch coasters are really cool. Velocicoaster is great, but it's like it'll be even more of a punchy launch than Velocicoaster, which I'm really excited for. Flying Snake Dive also looks cool on that one. Fahrenheit looks unique as well with the vertical lift hill. Then there's another B&M Hyper, whatever. And then from there, there's just a bunch of old coasters. There's Great Bear, which is an interesting invert. Lightning Racer, I don't know. There's just a bunch of other random stuff there. But I think with the combo of Wildcats Revenge, Skyrush, and Storm Runner, that's a really great top 3. And it's probably like a better top 3 than most of the other parks. Yeah, I don't know. 4, 3, and 2 could be switched around for sure, but I think that's what I'm thinking of right now. And then, of course, number 1, it couldn't be anything else. It's got to be Cedar Point. This one, we're actually planning on being here for, I think, 2 days, or at least a day and a half, so I can definitely get a chance to ride everything. But yeah, they got like 18 coasters here, I want to say. Like, I don't know, you just got so much here. You got the historicness of Blue Streak and Corkscrew. You got the Magnum XL 200, which I might like. I don't know. That's another weird wild card one. You got a bunch of random B&Ms, like pretty much every flavor of B&M. You got it. Like you got an invert, you got Raptor, you got a Floorless and Rougarou, you got a Dive and Valraven, a Wing and Gatekeeper, Millennium Force, insane speed, great Giga Coaster. It's gonna be fun. I want to see if it's forceless or forceful. If it has airtime, it's gonna have that sense of speed. So I think I'm gonna like it. Then also Siren's Curse is another really interesting one that I'm looking forward to. I don't know, the tilt gimmick. Also, I've heard it had really good onboard audio, and I am a sucker for onboard audio. Like, if you don't know, Hulk is my number 4 coaster, literally just because of the onboard audio. If it didn't have that, it'd be like 7 or 8. Like, onboard audio helps way more than a lot of people like give it credit for. And then the parks, I think, in my opinion, it'll probably be the 3 that will probably be my top 3 in the park. Top Thrill 2 is there, and this is another one where I'm like, it's so tall that I'm kind of scared, but it's like also I'm excited for that rush that it's going to be. Like, it's going to be like the whole Pantheon swing launch deal, but like on a much bigger scale. Like, I'm super excited for that. Then there's Maverick, of course. I'm going to have a super good sense of speed. I feel like it's going to feel like Velocicoaster, but a little bit more on the G-force side and a little bit less on the airtime side, which probably I don't think it's going to place above Velocicoaster for me, but we'll see. And then, of course, there is the one coaster that I think has a real, genuine, legitimate shot at taking the crown as my number 1, and that is, of course, Steel Vengeance. The number 1 most excited I am for a coaster is with Steel Vengeance. I don't see it placing anywhere below number 3 out of like everything. I think it's better than Pantheon. It's better than Top Thrill 2 and Maverick. I don't see it placing below number 3, but I could see maybe how Iron Gwazi's better because it might be a little bit better paced, but I feel like Steel Vengeance is just like a little tiny bit less like speed for like 30 seconds longer, and more airtime as well. So I don't think that's going to really impact it. As for Velocicoaster, it's really hard to compare them, especially since I haven't ridden Steel Vengeance, so I probably shouldn't. Honestly, I don't know. I think Velocicoaster and Iron Gwazi are so close for me, it's going to be hard for it to like split them, but I think Steel Vengeance is either going to be my number 3 or my number 1. There's no getting around that. It's going to be a contender. It's going to be one of my favorite coasters, and I'm really excited for when I end up riding it. So, that is my parks based on how excited I am to go to them of the parks that I'm going to this summer. Hopefully I'll be able to make videos like this kind of every year for the different travels I'll be doing. I will say this is probably the most coaster traveling I'll be able to do in a year until like I'm like much older and I'm able to actually finance my own trips, because right now this is pretty much like I'm paying for some of it, but like a lot of it is just a gift, like kind of a graduation gift, I'd say. Yeah, there'll be more of this in the future for sure, and not every like coaster travel I do will be previewed like this. Like I'll be going back to Busch Gardens, Tampa some more times, and just Florida in general. I'll want to get back on Velocicoaster, give it another chance, because I've only ever ridden it once. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I will probably, honestly, the next time I'll see you guys is probably going to be at Valleyfair, May 10th or 11th, whenever I decide to first visit, because my final exam is actually on May 9th for school, so I get out of that, and I'll be able to go to Valleyfair as many times as I want, because I got a pass, so I don't know. We'll be going there pretty early on. It's going to be cool. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for my epic new way of recording on the rides, and yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Go check out Beyond the Stats as well if you like sports content, if you're excited for the NFL draft and everything. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.